So I decided I want to change my tip out here on the 135, and if you watched me doing the build videos, you know this has been my plan from the start. I kind of did this just straight 3-inch the whole way, just as a start, because I wasn't sure really exactly what I wanted to do with the tip. I personally think it looks way too small with just the 3-inch. Try to get a good angle where you can really see. I mean, it is centered in the cutout in the bumper, but I still think it's like way too small, because this car stock I think has the dual 3-inch tips. So I'm gonna change out the last about 2 feet here. So I'm going with the single 4. The other thing I'm gonna actually do is add a flange right before it. I'll show you when I bring this up in the air more, but right about here I'm gonna put a flange. So that way I can switch it out with different tips and even maybe a mufflered version if I need to or want to, without having to change the entire exhaust. I could just switch it out with a simple vband connection. So my basic plan is going to be get this up in the air a little bit more, take the exhaust off, cut it right where I want to add that flange connection, which is about 2 feet in from the end. Then I'll have to bolt the exhaust back up to mock up the new tip and the new flanges, tack everything, take it back off to do the final welds the whole way around the tube, and it should be done. So that's it. Let's get started. Alright, so I cut about 28 inches off the end. So to get the 4-inch tubing I'm actually going to sacrifice this exhaust tip that I made for the Mustang. So this was actually a muffler delete pipe. I made 2 of these. So if you've been following me for a long time, you would recognize this. I actually made it like a custom 2.5-inch to 4-inch, just using the 4-inch tube itself. Kind of ugly, but it did work. So I have no use for this at all. I don't even have a dual exhaust setup for the Mustang. So I'm gonna cut this about here, use that, and then I have one other tube I can add to it because I think I need it a little bit longer than this. So here's what I've got for the tip. Starting here, I got the V-band flange. Then I have this adapter that is a 3-inch to 4-inch. Then I've got this one extra piece. Like I said, this one wasn't long enough, so I had this extra piece. So I'm gonna weld everything together. I'm just gonna tack it, and then I'm gonna put it up on the car to see where it's gonna fit. So I've now got the last section tacked on with everything on the car. The last thing I need to do is make a hanger. So it's going to be right here. It's just like a 90, just like the old one. So I'll bend that up, put it up here, tack it on, and then I can take everything back off the car. So I've got everything welded up now. It welded up pretty good. See if we can focus on any of these welds. So the last thing I'm gonna do is polish this tip part, and then I can put everything back on the car.